Sana nala mulu sulobe kankatona Komoriel Mario jatobe kankatona
Ka jambe nyameng Takoranyi nide Inansama manangku Kana tabasa mala Koral pide karu kari Sedo mondinjo Sanji kilin sanji pula Torpanan ninta Fuare ya bedame Nyinim fewutinano Kununja manata Sama fentina Kari koral pide karu kari Sedo mondinjo Sanji kilin
Hi guys.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. Madam Chair, Commissioners, Lead Counsel, Assistant Counsel, viewers and listeners, members of the press, good morning. Welcome back again for our daily proceedings of this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters. For our next item on our today's agenda, I have the honor to yield the floor to Madam Chair. Madam Chair, over to you.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I'll call on Honorable Silla to lead us in Muslim prayers and lead counsel to lead us in Christian prayers.
Thank you, Madam. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم. ورزقا واسعا ورزقا واسعا ورزقا واسعا. برحمة اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق الناصر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. We thank God for yet another day, another beginning, another new life. We thank God for the food we eat. We thank God for the life we live. But our Father, we pray that you will continuously bless us. You will continuously guide this commission in the right direction. You will guide our families and our communities and this country. And those in decision making, you'll guide them, give them wisdom and understanding so that they will make decisions that are positive and good for the entire nation. This and many more prayers we pray through you, O Lord Jesus Christ, who lives and reigns with you and the Holy Spirit, one God forever and ever. Amen.
Thank Please call in the witness. Ask. Pache. Hmm? Ask Pache.
Good morning, Mr. Witness.
Good morning.
Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and Related Matters. Mr. Witness, what is your religion?
I was born Muslim.
In which language do you wish to make your testimony?
English.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
By the Holy Quran, and probably maybe with the Bible, because I'm a believer. So I believe in all the books. Probably if you have the Constitution, the Gambia as well.
I'm giving you a choice between two books, either the Quran or the Holy Quran. We have both.
Okay, I'll take
Thank you. Okay.
Madam Chair, the witness wishes to swear by the Holy Quran. Repeat after me. I, Kemo Fati, do swear that I'll speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you. May be kindly seated. Madam Chair, the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness to you for us to proceed.
Good morning, Mr. Fati.
Good morning, Madam Chair.
So you're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay. Council, we can proceed.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. Good morning to all the commissioners, Honorable Secretary. Mr. Fati, good morning. Good morning, Council. Yes, can you please tell the commission your full name? My name is Kemo Fati. Fati, what is your address? Bakote. And your occupation? I'm a conservationist. Can you please define what you mean by conservationist? Basically, I work on, for instance, ecosystem revitalization, waste management issue, anything connected to earth systems, helping to preserve what's here. All right. Thank you for that explanation. And you work or used to work for KMC? Which one? The Cardiff Municipal Council. Do you still work for the Cardiff Municipal Council? No, I don't. Since when did you stop working for? I resigned from the Cardiff Municipal Council 100 days after I was employed. Okay, when were you employed? Sometime in 2020. I can't remember, but yes, 10th March 2020. Do you have your appointment letter? Yes, I do. Right. May I please see the appointment letter? So we will be applying to have this admitted. So if I understand it is the original, so if you need the original back, you can always make an application. I don't need any of this. All right, thank you for that. And we apply to tender the appointment or the contract to the witness, Mr. Kemo Fati. The date is 10th of March 2020, and it is signed by Dembo Ja for acting Chief Executive Officer into evidence as an exhibit.
A letter dated the 10th of March 2020 with reference KMC/HR/001 addressed to Mr. Kimofati Bakote KMC. The letter is from Kanifing Municipal Council with the subject appointment on contract. The letter is signed by Demboja for acting Chief Executive Officer. It is copied to the Lord Mayor, Establishment and Appointment Committee, Director of Finance, Director of Audit, IT Manager, Project Manager 1, and Executive Secretary. This letter is admitted in evidence and marked as LGC/KF/KMC/001.
As the commission places, can you kindly run us through your educational background, sir? I
I started at Old Joswang Primary, grade 1. I moved to SOS at grade 2. Lived in Bakote, SOS Primary School grade 2, and grade 3 I went to Bakote Proper. And Bakote Proper was grade 6. Grade 7 I went to Kotu Junior, Munazamat Al-Dawa Al-Islamiyah. And from Kotu Junior, I went to Nusrat Senior Secondary School, and that was grade 12. And from grade 12, I didn't do any more academics. So basically, I was employed, and I did a professional course on ACCA, and didn't finish. I think I stopped somewhere in between. I think I just earned a diploma or something, but I wasn't interested in accounting anymore. So that's basically my education.
All right. Thank you. You recall giving a statement to the investigators?
Yes, I do.
We will give you a copy of the statement. Please go through it. The statement in itself would be 3 pages. I'm not sure whether there's an attachment to that statement that you're given, the copy. It has your name and a signature across your name.
Yes.
He would want to know whether there was a statement that was obtained from you by the investigators.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Thank you.
Counsel, are you admitting it with the attachment?
I'm not sure whether one has attachment. Let me confirm. Okay. Please go through the attachments. I see the first attachment is a memo or letter from the budget project manager to the chief executive officer, and Lord Mayor is copied. Is that your document? Is that a document you want to rely on?
This document?
Yes, I mean the attachment itself is a memo. You will see the date is 2nd of May 2020 from the budget project manager to the chief executive officer. Are you familiar with that document?
Yes, I am. I am. Yes, I am familiar with this document.
What is that document about?
Well, this is about an investigation that was launched into dealings at the dump site with regards to issues of cash malhandling and all of that.
All right.
Yes.
And it is from the project manager. Who is the project manager?
The project manager is Bakari Singate. I was project manager 1 of project manager 2 of Malit, and Bakari Singate was project manager 1. So I don't know exactly which of these is this, but I think this came from Bakari Singate.
All right. And then the second attachment is a report on inquiry. I am reading as it is written. Report on inquiry. Have you seen that? From KEMO Fati Project Manager 2.
Yes, yes, yes.
What is the document about, sir?
Well, I wrote this, I think, in response to there was a letter sent to me by Demboja,
yes,
the HR.
Yes.
So I have been reporting cases of fraud and things like that, but nothing was done. So later on, when an incident came when I was involved, then action was taken against me to write why disciplinary action should not be taken against me.
Okay.
So this letter is me writing to say disciplinary action should be taken against me.
Okay. Do you want to rely on this letter as well? Would you want it to be admitted?
Yes, I would think so. Most of these things I haven't read them because it's been a while, but I still would like to go through. But these are my documents that I've written, and it's correct.
Yes. Do you have the letter that Mr. Jah wrote to you?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, so we'll extract those documents from the
statement.
From the statement. We'll have the statement admitted. We will probably, after your testimony, give you time to go through the document.
Yeah.
And refamiliarize yourself with it.
And here's the document. Yes, this is the one written to me, the query.
Madam Chairperson, we will only apply to have the statement admitted. The second document is identified by the witness as being a document that he authored, but we will give him time to familiarize himself with that document. So, Mr. Fatih, so as you are giving your testimony, and when you reach at the point where the human resource manager wrote to you, you may make reference to the document and will have it admitted.
Okay.
We apply to tender the statement of the witness KEMO Fatih, dated the 31st of August 2023, age IC adult, and into evidence as an exhibit. Mr. Fatih, can you give us your date of birth, please?
I was born on the 29th of December, 1992.
Into evidence as an exhibit, Madam Chairperson.
The witness statement dated the 31st of August 2023 is admitted in evidence as an exhibit, and it is marked as LGC/KF/KMC/002.
As the commission places. Now, tell us about your employment or your subsequent appointment as project manager 2 for the Married Project in KMC.
I've been working at the Backwater Dumpsite well before, for a while, since the time of Yankuba Koli, almost for 3 years.
Right.
But I was just volunteering because I lived in the SOS Children's Villages myself my whole life. So it was just close by. So it's somewhere that I'm always going, registering scavengers. So I've been working there consequently. And there was a time that, many people come to visit. Sometimes we even do protests at the site. So this is my involvement at Backwater Dumpsite. So after the mayoral elections, we have a new mayor. I was summoned to the Environment and Sanitation Committee because Lord Mayor Talib Bensouda has met me on site during my volunteer days, and I took him through the site to explain to him what are some of the things. And so as all the other people who came to inquire on the site, both business prospects, anyone who wants to know about the site, basically, I take them through. Yeah. So that led me to go to the committee, the Environment and Sanitation Committee, and I was serving there to provide guidance and expertise as to how to best manage the dump site. My key aim was actually to exercise controlled dumping mechanism, avoid fires and smoke and children from the dump site, because that was what was feasible at that time. So this, from the committee, my involvement was really, because I'm passionate about these things. I didn't learn these things from a book. I basically studied them on my own, and every day it's a continuous learning process. So
that's impressive.
Mostly thank you, Council. Mostly I've been incentivizing councils on what decision to make. So they said that, well, I cannot change the system from outside. I have to be within. So they can empower me and give me some power so that I can help to kind of, solve the problem of the dump site. And this was my main target. So this is when they told me that, well, a post is available for the position of a project manager, 2 for the Mbalit. But I said, I don't want to be at the Mbalit. I want to be at the dump site. So they say, yes, it's just that you will help with the Mbalit, but your primary aim would be the dump site. So I agreed to this. And then there was, I think, there was an interview. I was called to go for an interview. And then there was a panel of interviewers. And then I was interviewed. And they let me know that, okay, we will get back to you on this. But by then, I was still a member of the Environment and Sanitation Committee. So later on, I got the appointment to say, okay, you are appointed and then you can start. So I was deployed to the dump site. So mostly this is how my appointment came. But still, I was serving in the committee because mostly I was the rapporteur and basically even helping the chairman. I was running the Environment and Sanitation Committee, basically. So this is how I've been interchanging between dump site and the committee, just to propel Backwater dump site to be solved. My whole purpose at KMC was just to solve Backwater dump site.
All right. So how will you describe the Environment and Sanitation Committee's functions?
Well, our functions are basically, we look after all the environment and sanitation issues. Sometimes we do field visits, make sure that we have recommendations. There are times also that, we prepare as well ahead for disasters, in joint coordination. We also do look at various partners that we are working with to assess, what could be at the dump site. So we sit on a regular basis as a committee to inform council on these matters.
And what are some of the challenges you would face in this committee or as a committee?
As a committee, I would say that basically, there was a lot of pressure that was coming from communities, As now that I'm in council, we need to find a way to kind of solve this. So there was this driving zeal to say, you know what, our communities are fed up with KMC, but now I am here to kind of restore that confidence. So we really need to make sure that we kind of push this. But at committee level, I see that there's willingness at the chairman. There's also, commitment from the members. But essentially, everything that we do has to also pass through general council, even when you suggest, for instance, it took time before we could implement payment of donkey carts and trucks to the dump site, that couldn't hold people's head. Why should people pay to dump? Like, it's expensive to take care of the dump. We're paying 30, 40,000 for a bulldozer on a daily basis. That's an 8-hour job. So we need to be able to kind of find ways to at least subsidize the revenue that this thing is taking. It's the place that is eating most of council's budget. So we have to do something about it. But if you put these proposals ahead, it becomes difficult to kind of get approval. And another challenge was that, I was a little bit concerned with the amount of money that the trucks were making. When I look at the daily things, I'm like, I don't think that this is making enough. These trucks are beasts. So let's not just stay within our municipality. Abuko gets a higher sales simply because they are touching some areas of Brikama Area Council. So if Brikama Area Council don't have cars, let's enterprise this and let's get out there, collect and make sure that we are able to use these cars to the best efficient way. Otherwise, they will roam here, get spoiled, and at the end of the day, we will not be able to put back the money. No, no, no. The committee and councils will say, no, this is for the people. It's not to be overused. So there was a lot of challenges with regards to decisions that we want to take as leaders, but you have to always respect these hierarchies that, okay, this is, public thing. So it has to go to the people that we elected so they can decide what decisions we take. So these were some of the little challenges at the committee level.
Very well. Now, coming back to your role as a project manager too, what are your main functions? What is your role as a project manager too?
I support basically everything that the project manager one does, but exclusively, I am posted at the dump site to manage and run the back of the dump site, keep it out of fires. My whole focus has been on the back of the dump site. And Singate takes care of the invalid trucks. Sometimes I do, of course, engage in the SOP, like when we talk to the drivers about the standard operating protocol so that the vehicles don't get spoiled. I'm also involved in checking how the vehicles are dumping. Sometimes you don't want to allow the vehicles to go into places where they can get spoiled. So I'm kind of the checks and balances in the field, despite the fact that I'm a project manager. I never sit at the office. My whole end time has been in the dump site itself. That's where my office is.
How many vehicles were operational during the time that you've served? These 100 days?
I can't tell, at least 20 plus.
At least 20 trucks.
Yes.
And so I'm looking at your appointment letter currently. It says that in lieu of the above, you are expected to carry out the following responsibilities. Number one, the operational management of the invalid unit, to monitor and ensure the efficient running of the invalid unit. You will be required to submit monthly report on the operations of the unit to the project manager. Is this something that you do?
Monthly?
It says you will be required to submit monthly report on the operations of the unit to the project manager. Is it something that you do?
Yes, we do submit monthly reports back at the dump site. Yes, my unit was back at the dump site, not Dimbalit.
All right. Yes. Do you have these monthly reports?
For back at the dump site, no, I don't.
All right. So what? Okay. So that was not achieved.
That was not. No, we don't have monthly reports. I do submit reports through the committee. So usually I make an assessment and then we submit the committee reports.
How often is this?
I think we have a committee meeting at least every month.
Every month. So it is monthly.
Yes, monthly.
Do you have these reports that you already submit to the committee?
Not at the moment. Usually I send it via email. So
okay.
I've been logged out of council's email since I left.
So if you are given time, would you be able to produce these reports?
I need them to give me access to my Canifing GM email back again.
Right, Honorable Chairperson, it will apply that the Commission orders that the Council Municipal Council will give access to the witness, Mr. Kemo Fati, to be able to access his email to print out these reports.
And is handling the issuance of access rights to the email.
Iliman, at that time it was Iliman.
And which department does it serve? IT department.
IT department.
And who is the current IT?
I have left council years ago, madam.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Do we find out who is the head of? Okay, let me just give an order with respect to the head of IT.
IT, the head of IT, and we probably also at our end request the committee chairperson to submit the record sent by the witness.
Mr. Kemo projects. Second. Second. This is my order. Upon application by lead counsel, the head of IT unit of the Carnifing Municipal Council is ordered to provide access to Mr. Kemo Fati for the purpose of producing the monthly reports that he produced and submitted to management while serving as valid project manager too. Mr. Fati is to submit these reports on or before the 24th of October 2024. I make no further orders.
as the commission places. Now, can you proceed, sir?
Yes.
Now, in your capacity as a project manager too, in relation to the Mallet project vis-a-vis the Dumpsite, which you are primarily focused on, is that correct?
Yes.
What was the structure, especially at the Dumpsite, in relation to managing the Dumpsite? Who is the head, who follows, and what structure do you have, the accounting structures you have, as at the time you worked there?
Yes, so at the time you have the dump site manager, which is myself as the project manager. Then we have dump supervisors. We have the cashiers. Those are the ticket collectors. And then we have also the security as well.
Now, what is the role of the supervisor?
The dump supervisor.
Yes.
Yeah, that is facilitating for the vehicle movements, where to dump, also checking, the bulldozer, where do we have to clear for us to dump. So that's basically what they do.
And the cashiers?
The cashiers selling tickets to the people coming into the dump site.
Do you know the various type of tickets they sell, or at the dump site itself? I understand some people have trucks that will come in, or
Yes.
donkey carts. Can you tell us more about the revenue lines in relation to?
So at the dump site, we have tickets for each category. So if you have a small piece of bag, there's a price for it, maybe $10 C. So if you have a tricycle, there's also a price for it, $50 C. Donkey carts, also the same thing. A sizable truck as well goes to 100. Some trucks goes to 200. So each truck has their category, and it's right in front of the dump site. So when you come, based on your truck or the kind of waste you have or the quantity, then you pay that ticket to the cashier, and then you go and dump. That's basically.
Yeah. So who decides how much, or who made the decision in relation to these categories, and how much should be paid for each category?
Each category. The Mbalit Project Committee, Bakari Singate and the rest of the team decided that.
So this is documented.
I should think so, yes.
I think so.
Yes. This was something I advocated for at the committee level, but I wasn't involved in the pricing of how they dumped. They just introduced the pricing. So maybe it's even ratified by General Council.
So did they send you a memo, or did they have a letter written to the dump site manager in relation to what the pricing would be, or you found this on the ground?
No, the Bakari Singate. Already, I was on the ground when I was already on the dump site working, but I was not part of the management yet when this was implemented. This was at committee level when they started this.
So the cashier, who was the cashier at the time?
When I was there?
Yes.
I think it's Usman. Usman Jassi was a cashier when I was there.
Usman Jassi. How many cashiers did you work with?
Maybe two. Usman Jassi, and there was another guy. Probably even three.
Do you recall anyone with the name Jonga?
Jonga.
In your statement.
Oh, yes. Mr. Jonga is the sorry, when I say cashiers, I mean ticket sellers at the dump site.
Okay.
Jonga is the cashier at the council itself. He's our almost the project accountant for the Mbalit.
Okay, so you have cashiers within the dump site itself?
Payment collectors, I'll call them. They take the money. So I call that cashier, yes. So Jonga is the main guy that looks after our accounts. So all monies go to Jonga.
So from the cashiers right on the ground, or the collectors?
Yes, collectors, yes.
The collectors, and then the money goes all the way to
Jonga, yes.
Jonga.
Yes.
So do they keep cash books, the collectors on the ground?
Of course, they keep cash books.
Each of them?
No, I think we use one cash book.
One cash
book that records the daily sales. Every day what is being made is being documented.
So who has custody of this cash book?
It should be the security of the dump site, the principal security. So sometimes, I don't know, there were two during my time. First there was Tumbul, sometimes. Okay, the issue is I have had problems with the security on the dump site.
Yes.
Because the dump site, there is minimal kind of corruption there. Sometimes someone can come and have a donkey cart, and then they let him to pay, and then they collect a little bit. So I was having those problems because sometimes I do spot checks, and then I'm angry. Why is it that this guy doesn't have a ticket? Why is it that this guy doesn't have a ticket? Please sell ticket to everyone that comes. So I have those small push and pull. So sometimes I know Tubul doesn't like me because he thinks I'm just witch hunting him.
Who is that?
Tumbul, one of the chief securities. Yes, yeah, he was my friend. Sometimes we even have several confrontations, but it was just that, I was trying to ensure that, we are pooling in resources because I see that, the level of cash that we were making was growing. So I had a feeling that, we could even make more. So I was trying to kind of prove that, this can even be self-sustaining without any. So that's why I was being so hard on them. But sometimes, it's not really a problem when they come, they just allow one person to dump, they take $30 or so and buy attire. It's not significant. So this is why my presence on the ground is even generating those kinds of revenues, because without that, they can continue to do that every day when I am not there.
Larger scale.
Yes, and it became a chain walk. So everyone at the dump site started to kind of retaliate against me. This boss is evil. This guy is always following everyone. So that became the problem at the dump site.
Naturally, Mr.
Yes.
Party, if you intend to fight corruption, what do you expect?
Yes, but
To make enemies.
at this point, they were my juniors, so I didn't expect to have problems. I
Like
expect
you.
Yes, but the issue was what made me angry, why I had to retaliate, Council, was because I'm being undermined from on top.
Yes.
Because I see that sometimes my bosses are the ones giving them that kind of thing. It went to a point that I had to punch one of the police officers, and I was in jail, in prison, in the cell. It was Kemo Bojan that came to bail me out. And later on, it was said that,
Mr. Fati, you have to go all the way to point someone?
Yes, because the police officer refused to. It's like you disrespect me. You're doing something wrong. I'm your boss, and I'm still trying to explain to you. But the people up there are telling you, hey, don't fight, don't mind Kemo. This guy thinks he can just come here and try to follow everyone. He's been following this. So that rudeness is not coming from them directly. Someone was empowering them to do that. So this hurt me. And I see someone who is disrespecting me and taking from council coffers. So I got angry and told him, look, even besides the job, I can still manhandle you because so this was why.
So
and I regretted that definitely because it
Natural.
was not in my thing to take the law into my own hands. But it's painful when you leave your high paying job to come to council. My mother told me, why are you leaving your job? I said, well, when the mayor calls you for a job, you should assume that he's the president. This is state duty. So whatever I'm paid there, the SOS children, the people who suffer, theirs is much more important. I've been trying to solve this for a long time. Now they're empowering me to solve it. I'm going to solve it. That's why.
I am happy. Really, I am happy that you really regret your actions, Mr. Fati. Probably it only speaks of your character as a person. We all make mistakes, and we all should regret when we make mistakes. But again, on the flip side of the coin, it shows to a certain extent that you were very much passionate about making sure that you render the maximum service you can for the community. Am I right to say that?
Yes, sir.
And we will get into the issue regarding the sabotage and some of the what appears to be interference in your job at some point. But just to probably get out the issue regarding the financial structure of at the dump site level, you explained that their cash books would be maintained by the collectors. So do they do the retirement at the end of every day, or is it every week? What is the retirement structure, and to whom do they retire to?
Yes, so this is which raised concerns for me. We record the daily sales, everybody at the site, from dump supervisors, myself, and the cashiers, we all know what's the daily sales, and this is being recorded. So once this is being recorded, I don't have a problem because people know. So they come, oh, today we sell this, today we sold this. This is normally how it's done. But once it's being sold, it's supposed to be deposited directly to the bank. That's what I know. Like, it's very simple. The cashiers can just walk to this place and deposit. But somehow, to my amazement, this is not done. So sometimes I will see my boss pass by. Oh, Kemo, you're doing very well at the dump site. And then they will collect the daily sales in lieu to deposit it at our cashier. The next time it will be from Lamin F. Baji, it will be back at the Singate. Singate will also pass by. Oh, the daily sales have closed, so they will collect the sales for yesterday while we are closing for today. So this is normally how it's done. So when I ask the cashiers, did you give the sale? Sometimes they have to come and even collect it on the very day itself, not to allow the cash to slip at the cashiers. So I assume, okay, this is going, since they are not even avoiding this to be slipping in the cashier's hand, is definitely going into our coffers. So this collection was constant, either from Lamin F. Baji or from Bakari Singate. And Lamin Sanyang, maybe one incident or so, he also came to pick. But these are the three people who were collecting this cash from the cashiers to be deposited into Jonga's account.
Just to remind us, who are these three individuals? You said the first name is Lamin?
Lamin F. Baji is Deputy Director of Services at that time. And Bakari Singata is Project Manager 1. And then Lamin Sanyang was the Director of Services, our overall boss.
But what you believe should have been done is to, after the collections for the day, the money can be paid directly to the bank by the collectors themselves.
Yes.
That probably would minimize money
going into different hands. Yes.
And minimize the risk of corruption.
Yes.
So you were not comfortable with the idea that the money was not really going to the bank directly from the collector.
Dumpsite, yes.
Yes, to the bank. So did you raise this issue?
No, I didn't.
Is there a reason why you did not?
Because I just started working, and then there was no case to kind of mistrust anyone. Council has a cashier. So normally the cashiers, they are supposed to go down there and deposit the money to council. So whether bank or not, for me, the idea is that the money is being deposited. I was fine with it. And these are my bosses. So I kind of have that trust and confidence to say, okay, let them deposit, because they have vehicles. So sometimes I'll pity the cashiers to pay their fares, go all the way down there. So it was really okay in my mind that, okay, this, since it's being signed for, I don't think that they would be, they would be naive enough to do anything, something that they took from us and signed. So for me, I was okay once they collected. It wasn't something that I had issue until the end, when I realized, okay, this quarter we've been working, what have we done so far? Just out of the blue, I wanted to understand how we do. So I took the cash book and started to input the monthly sales, because everyone at council was like, oh, good work, the Dumpsite, the funds have increased. So I wanted to see myself, oh, what have we done so far? So when I put this is where, I lost it, honestly, council. I was angry to a point that I think even I begin to be very disrespectful to some of them, because at the end of the day, I couldn't understand why this was happening in council in a professional environment. And if I look at everyone, they look at me like I'm the one who's mad. Like when I try to explain to them what's going on, like, where is this money? How is this possible? That this is in council's income statement. I'm looking at council's income statement. I'm seeing a discrepancy for the quarter that we have worked, and nobody's worried. So that for me was unacceptable. So it's like, even if I go, whether it's CEO, whether it's director of finance, I have no respect anymore for anyone, because when I put the issue there and it's been floating, it just goes like this. Like no one even comes to say, okay, where is this? How is this? Until I had to take the extra step of going to Mr. Jong and tell Mr. Jong, you are our cashier. The money that I'm making, are they not being deposited? Because every time, they come and collect this. And I can see that, although it is showing that it is 200%, but we've made more than this. It should show more than this. It's just not like we have done well, so we should keep quiet. This money should come in. Maybe it should even go to 300%. Janga is like, I don't know that it's Bakari Singata Lamin Sanyang and Bakari Lamin F. Baji who comes to give me the cash here. I was like, okay, let me see your report. Then Jonga printed out a print for me. I looked through it. I was like, okay, seeing Lamin F. Baji. But when I look at certain figures, I try to look at the figures that Lamin F. Baji is giving to Jonga in terms of cash, and I look at our sales book, they don't tally with any of the day sales. So it's like if we make 15,000, I'll see a deposit of 3,000. Believe me, sitting in the dump site is terrible. Sometimes I go, even in the house, my auntie will be like, stay outside. I have to wash first before I enter in. So if you see that money is being disappeared, you get really agitated.
Yes.
You get out of hand. Sometimes you cannot even believe it. So I took the document and I went straight to the internal audit to say, you know what? I'm making money. Here are the deposits, but they are not tallying with the deposits at my sales. What can be done? And someone at the internal audit says, sorry,
Mr.
So
please speak English.
Sorry, madam. The internal audit told me, this is how these things are here. We cannot, sometimes we cannot follow this.
Sorry, who is that internal audit?
Internal audit, I don't know, but I went to their office in the annex. There was someone there. I don't know the name. And then they told me, I think he's secondary to direct. So I explained to this guy, like,
what year is that?
2020. It was during the time that this was happening.
Okay.
So I did report the case to the internal audit, and they told me that, hey, nothing comes out of this. Simple. Just leave it alone. So it seems like they are powerless. In my mind, if I'm the internal audit, I will wage havoc on these people, but they can't do anything. I think it's like they're just, yeah.
We have had the internal one of the internal auditors, is it Bakari or Basiru? Basiru Njai. He testified here, and he echoed similar statements to what you were saying. The idea that they were in fact helpless, they were neutralized at some point, they were disregarded to a point that they become irrelevant.
Yes.
He explained that is the logic. I'm not trying to quote him verbatim, word for word, but that's the logic. That's how I understand it, and I believe that's how the commissioners understood it.
Yes.
So he explained something similar to what you are saying with regards to how they were almost not, in fact, in the area council, even though they work for the area council.
Yes.
So your case, it appears, if I listen to you,
yeah,
very well, and which I'm really doing keenly, is that you are more disheartened because it's coming from the senior management. The people
Yes.
you call here, they all belong to the senior category.
Yes.
And if they are to do this, and what you collect when you really reconcile or assess your cash book, and what they declare is far more short. You have given an example to say from 15,000, an example a day,
Yes.
and they will probably declare 2,000 or $3,000. That's really gross financial misconduct.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's no way this would not be to the knowledge of the management of KMC. Is there any chance that this will not be to the knowledge of the management of KMC?
This has been echoed across everywhere. When KEMO is angry, the whole KMC knows. So not only the senior management, it went to almost everywhere because that money has to come. Council. That was the reason why senior management, from the CEO to the director of finance to the internal audit, all the way to the Lord Mayor.
The committee all the way to the Lord Mayor.
Yes.
And what was done about it?
Well, they said that there would be investigations, there would be things, but I see that the more persistent I get with these issues, this was when everyone turned against me. Automatically when I started talking about this thing, I saw things started to change in council. The first day that I came, when they introduced these ticketing systems, because it's two ways. It's one, corruption on the side, I have a problem with my people. Two, my sales are missing, I have a problem with these guys also. So that puts me in the middle there. So when I was at the site, there was a time I told the guy to stop using these electronic machines because it's the same principle that the reason why they are actually making sales is not because of the machine or the ticketing. It's because I am here and I am checking. So even the electronic machine, you can sell one ticket to the donkey cart twice. They can just pass and dump. So you don't necessarily. So it's a human element that ensures compliance.
Absolutely.
This was what I was trying to explain to them.
I agree.
But in 1 hour after stopping that machine, all the senior management was at the dump site. Sanyang, Gaston, everyone. This guy, he stopped the machine, which is not in his authority. Disciplinary action was taken against me in less than a week. In fact, I was on suspension. Senator Martin says I should not be at the dump site. In any council where I wanted to be a tiger, but I had to just lay low and say, okay, you know what? Let me just wait until this passes. Let me let it go. But disciplinary action was taken against me for stopping a machine for 1 day. But I've been reporting cases of fraud for months until I get disrespect from it, and no action was taken.
That is what I want to drive at. The idea that they found, or they decided that you trying to stop the machines was beyond your authority. That is something that they wanted to use against you.
Yes.
Let's even agree for a second that it was beyond your authority. What was the reason as to why you stopped the machine?
Well, when I came on the site,
yes,
I did a spot check. You just go into the dump and ask people for their tickets. So normally, if a person comes right now, if I sell the ticket, I can see the ticket number. So why would you who have come right now with your ticket have a ticket that is ahead of this guy who has already done? And it was all sold from this machine. So I didn't understand that. So it was clear to them. They themselves told me, yeah, sometimes we don't sell tickets because I said, but no, they introduced this because of that. So that means this thing itself is not even working. You're still doing the same thing. I was trying to mitigate the small caches at the dump site.
Yes.
So they used that as an opportunity to come and remove me from the dump site. In fact, I was under immediate suspension just for that.
Yes. So do you have your suspension letter?
Yes, I do.
Were you called before your suspension for or to attend any disciplinary meeting?
Yes, I was called for a query to explain. The HR wrote to me and asked me to write why disciplinary action should not be taken against me. But it was not just stating with the machine stopping. Once the machine stopped, when Sanyang came to the site, because the people at the site don't like me, they fed Sanyang with information that KEMO himself has taken some cash here, which was cash designated for some kind of activity there. I don't take cash from council for my own personal.
They have to prove it.
Yes.
Mr. Fati, I'm not here to defend you. If there is evidence that you have taken cash, I will tell you. I'll be the first person here to tell you that there's allegation against you. I haven't seen it yet.
Yes, I mean, this was all part of the allegations.
I understand.
Yes.
I'm just saying, just to confirm what you are saying, that if there are substantive allegations against you that you have taken cash,
yes,
I think I would not spare you.
Yes.
The commissioner would spare you.
Yes.
And then definitely you will have to answer to that, but we don't have that yet. We don't have that record yet.
I understand. I'm just saying that they put it into the query.
Yes.
For me to answer why those disciplinary actions should not be taken, should not be taken against me.
I get it.
So I wrote back to the HR
Yes.
to tell him that disciplinary action should in fact be taken against me because I did something beyond my authority. And after that as well, I want them to also take disciplinary action on the fraud cases that I have been reporting for far too long. Let us not allow handling of council's resources to just go like that.
So you agreed with the fact that, yes, I have stepped beyond my authority.
Yes.
Take this action against me.
Yes.
In that regard.
Yes.
Within that scope.
Yes.
But don't just sideline me. Make sure you do the same.
Do the same for
all the things. I have been reporting this issue for a long time. You failed to take any action.
Yes.
And you felt that it was the motive is far beyond just the issue regarding you stepping beyond your
exactly.
Correct?
Yes.
May I please see the
This is suspension. And this is the query.
The first is the query to you, and the second is your response, sir. Correct?
The second is the suspension. First is the query.
Suspension.
Yes.
And do you have your response as well?
My response to the query is on the attachments that you have given me.
Okay. Okay. Let me. Now we can get that response to the query. Can we have what is extracted from the statement of the witness?
Yeah, can I sign it? Wait.
We apply to tender 3 documents. I believe it's 4. No, sorry, 3 documents. The first is the letter dated the 26th of August 2020, addressed to the witness KEMO Fati from the Human Resource Manager. The date is 26th of August 2020. The second is addressed to KEMO Fati from Human Resource Manager, date 28th of September 2020. From the subject is notice of suspension. Both letters are signed by Demboja for the Chief Executive Officer. The third one is the response of the witness with the heading Report on Inquiry. Is signed by the witness KEMO Fati. These are documents to be admitted into evidence and marked according to the Honorable Chairperson.
A letter dated the 26th of August 2020 with reference KMC/HR/001. It is addressed to KEMO Fati and it is from a human resource manager. And the subject is query. The letter is signed by Demboja for Chief Executive Officer. It is copied to the Lord Mayor, Establishment and Appointment Committee, Director of Finance, Director of Services, Project Manager 1. A letter dated the 28th of September 2020 with reference KMC/HR/001 addressed to Mr. KEMO Fati from Human Resource Manager. The subject, notice of suspension. It is signed by Demboja for Chief Executive Officer. It is copied to the Lord Mayor, KMC, Establishment and Appointment Committee, Director of Services and Project Manager 1. The third document has the subject head as Report on Inquiry, and it is signed by KEMO Fati Project Manager 2. These documents are admitted together in a bundle as an exhibit in evidence, and they are marked as LGC/KF/KMC/003.
As the commission places. Now, what followed after your response in relation to the disciplinary actions, the issue regarding the reports against you and how you dealt with it? What follows after that?
Suspension. I was suspended not to be on the site. And then
for how long were you suspended?
I cannot recall. Back in the days, like if I receive notice of suspension, I don't even read. Where I was is like I wasn't paying attention to what they were saying. I was too angry, so I just stayed away from the dump site for some time. So later on, I was called to have a discussion because someone says I went to the site. I don't know. So I was called back again to the CEO's office during that.
Which CEO is this?
Senabu Martin Song.
Okay, please
So
proceed.
yeah, so then I was there in the office of the CEO with the councillor of Backwater himself. That really was the reason. That was the day that I resigned. So when I went into that office, and then CEO was seated with Senator Martin, the councillor of Backwater, and probably someone from the municipal police, you know. And when I went in there, they started to address about the back of the dump site. I felt like I'm on suspension and I'm being called again to discuss this back of the dump site issue. What's going on?
Yes.
So Senator Martin Sonko's, the way that she was speaking to me was basically, you know, why I really did not approve her anymore. I didn't know anything of her. I liked her. She was a nice person. But the moment I came in, it's as if she has been debriefed to come and deal with me or to come and so the way she was speaking to me felt like she was just dismissing me, and she was speaking in very, you know, condescending ways. So I got angry at that meeting. I can't remember the specifics of the detail, but I remember walking out of her office, and just, you know, went straight to Lamin Sergeant's office. He was there with Bakari Singate. And I told them right in the spot. I even wrote my resignation letter with his laptop. I told him, can I have your laptop? I want to resign from council. because it's like this place, we don't want to go forward. So I can't be here, So they've offered me the laptop, stood there, watched me resign, watched me write my resignation letter. And then I just went and dropped it at the CEO's office. And I received my acknowledgement, at least even after 2 weeks, because it was written. So you don't even get any response back. After a month or so, so the person with the way book, someone that delivers the letter, had to beg me to receive the letter afterwards. He has to come and even meet me somewhere. Please, this and that, take this letter. I was like, I don't have a problem with you. I have a problem with council. So you have to go back and tell those people to come to me. So this was how I left during the suspension. I never got to return back because I felt like if you stop me from going to Backwater Dumpsite, it's a big disrespect. I've worked there 3 years without your pay when you were not there. So how comes you just sit today and decide that I'm not on that side? When there are crises, I get into the wastewater. So if I am stopped from being the side, no matter what minimum, you can put me on suspension, keep my salaries, but you can't keep me away from back at the dump site. If you do so, that is not coming from the team on the ground. That is coming from my bosses because they would be the only people who would not want me on the site. So this is why I hated Senator Martin immediately because he had somebody's discussion. I assumed because she has no reason to kind of address me in that way as a new person who comes and is looking at issues.
Yeah.
So this was my resignation time.
Okay. Do you have your letter?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do have my
All
resignation
right.
letter. I wrote this while I was angry, so there are some typos in there.
It doesn't matter. You speak very good English, probably. So definitely, it doesn't matter at all. Um, we apply to tender a letter of resignation from the witness, KEMO Fati. The date is 20th of October 2020, addressed to the CEO, the Carnifing Municipal Council, into evidence as an exhibit. This is the photocopy. Do you have the original? No, you don't. All right, thank you. Mr. Fadi, just for the record, you don't have the original. It's
No.
just for the record, yes.
No, I don't have
All
that.
right, thank you.
I think council should have the original. I only wrote one. This.
All right, thank you for the information.
A letter dated the 28th of October 2020 is addressed to the CEO, Cardiff Municipal Council, with the subject resignation. The letter is signed by KEMO Fati Valid Project Manager 2, and it is copied to Human Resource. The letter is admitted in evidence as an exhibit and it is marked as LGC/KF/KMC/004.
As the computer place. Now, on my part, I have 3 issues I want us to discuss, and then I will hand you over to the commissioners if they have any questions. I may apply that you be given another date after I've reviewed some of the documents you have tendered to discuss some further issues, if any. And also, if you have some issues you want to talk about as well today before you will be discharged or may be discharged. The first issue is captured in your statement. If you turn to the second page, you've already discussed all the issues I'm going to ask you, but then just for clarity,
I don't have my state.
yeah, Can we have
Can
the
carry
copy of
on.
the statement give it to the witness?
It's okay.
Is
I think you can carry on.
yes. So sure you can just follow. It is in relation to when you were explaining Mr. Jonga, the cashier at the council headquarters in charge or in charge of collecting revenue from the collectors,
Yes.
where you said, for instance, the third line, I went to the cashiers,
Yes.
specifically Mr. Jonga, to directly inquire about why our sales figures were not aligning as they should.
Yes.
To my astonishment, Mr. Jonga candidly revealed that Bakari Singate, Lamin F. Fati already said this, and Lamin Sayan were the individuals responsible for delivering cash to him for deposits. He further explained that he merely recorded the amounts they provided him without proper oversight. So the statement goes on. And you said at some point that this revelation was quite alarming as it seemed to indicate a serious lack of accountability and transparency in the financial process. These individuals' ability to handle funds without proper checks and balance raised serious concerns about their integrity, about the integrity of the financial operations at the dump site. Despite my efforts to highlight this issue and take proactive measures to rectify the situation, it became apparent that there were entrenched dynamics at play that hindered my meaningful resolution. Now, this particular phrase or paragraph or sentence, can you explain what you mean when you say or when you say that there were entrenched dynamics at play that hindered your meaningful resolution?
Well, what I meant by this is that, you know, when you go to Jonga, there are some things that somebody will tell you. I can't just go and say, okay, this is what they say, or I cannot substantiate it. So it's like I will just understand that, okay, this is the case, but I am not at liberty to kind of say it because I will not be able to justify it or say. So it's just quote unquote hear and say. But when I look at the issue critically, Lamin F. Baji, Bakari Singate, and Lamin Sanyang all work in the same office on a daily basis. And this is something, this cash is, they all know. Sometimes Bakari will pick it up for Lamin, Lamin will pick it up. So it's, for me, it felt like this is a teamwork and I should not kind of and put my nose too much. I should just stick to what I know from Jonga. So this is my whole, you know, case with this.
Yes. The other issue was in relation to the discrepancy that where you said this disparity between the immediate action taken against me
Yes.
and the lack of attention to the missing $270,000. You've already explained this.
Yes.
But now you've been more specific with respect to a certain figure that could not be accounted for. That the lack of attention to the missing $270,000 in sales left me disheartened. Now, it is confirmed that they know that there's an amount of $270,000 that was outstanding that they could not account for, correct?
That you mean they know, or I don't understand.
Yes, you were explaining that
Yes, they know.
discrepancies.
Yes.
That of course you examine the cash book and then as opposed to what was recorded,
Yes.
what is declared.
Yes.
But for this issue specifically, there was a time where an amount of 270
was missing. Yes.
was missing.
Yes.
Now, did they know about this? Was this to the knowledge of the management?
Yes.
Please tell us about how it got to the knowledge of management.
How it got to the knowledge of the management. I spoke to Lamin Sanyang about this, that this is there. He told me, yes, we will check it. It will be Bakari Singate was the first person I told, the project manager.
Yes.
Because I have access. Sometimes he shares the income statement. He asked me, you know, the input for the income. So we have a cost center Dumpsite. So usually I produce these figures. So it was when I saw this, I told them, well, what we make at the Dumpsite is more. But they still try to tell me, no, it's okay. The Dumpsite, you're doing well. They try to praise me that the revenue has increased 200. I said, no, still there is this money there that is missing. So, and I took the documents to them to show them, you know, I even put it on an Excel. I think maybe I might have even sent it via email to some of them. So if I have access to my council email, I'll be able to get this. Okay. So it was just the council's income statement, because sometimes it's fun to know what council is up to, what general. So I look at the general council and saw the income statement. I was like, back at the Dumpsite. So when I saw the figure, it was like, hold on, this is not what we made. Then that's the time I checked on the Excel sheet that I made and realized that this is different from council's income statement for the quarter that we have worked for. Like it's been grossly understated by 270 something plus change. It's like, okay. Then I explained, like I said, it went to everyone, even including the director of finance. Everybody, almost even junior staff, know about this missing money. You can't take KEMO's money and nobody knows about it. I come to inquire about this. I'm on the dump side, but if you see me in council, they know that problem is coming. Like this guy is coming here for this. So from Lamin Sanyang to Bakari Singate to even the director of finance, they are all aware of this. So
And nothing was done about it.
Nothing was done about this.
About council? Council was aware?
Council, the general council?
Yes.
Well, I wouldn't know because I don't sit at the general council, but the chairman of the Environment and Sanitation Committee is aware.
Yes.
Yes. So I'm pretty sure
his response is
responsible.
has a responsibility to transmit
I
information.
should assume that it's there. But this issue, everyone at Carnifing Municipal Council knows this.
No exception.
No exception.
The last issue is in relation to the last paragraph of your statement on the second page. It said, however, this resignation led me back to the initial environment committee.
Yes.
Summoning Lamin Sanyang. Is it summoning?
Yes.
Summoning Lamin Sanyang revealed mayor's desire to remove me from the committee, as it was the only portfolio granting me authority to summon the director of services for matters. This realization affirmed my belief that the personal interest rather than the well-being of the Gambian people were guiding their actions. I chose to dissociate myself from the situation entirely. Upon my resignation, I returned to the initial environment committee, hoping to address concerns related to Lamin Sanyang. However, it became increasingly evident that my presence was not welcomed by certain parties within the council. This suspicion was confirmed when it became apparent that the mayor was intent on sidelining me from the committee. Here, you were explaining what your relationship with KMC.
Yes.
The idea that you have resigned from your appointment.
Yes.
Has nothing to do with your role in the committee.
The committee, yes.
You still wanted to continue with your functions in the committee and hold people accountable.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And you felt that the mayor does not want that.
Yes.
Please explain that.
So, I am a member of the Environment and Sanitation Committee. There is no payment to this. It's voluntary to add my professional opinion in matters around environment. So I've been doing that well before I got the job. So with the job, I came directly under Lamin Sanya. So I was not even using powers of the committee. We were all together in the committee. So I just helped in that process. But after this incident of this corruption, me coming after them, and then I resigned from the council, that's when I was not allowed back again into the Environment and Sanitation Committee. No, what Clark wasn't giving me meetings. I even called the chairman and told the chairman that you need to ask the mayor to provide me with a letter saying that he doesn't want me in the committee. Otherwise, why am I not in the committee? He cannot explain. He just, KEMO. So I'm in the committee based on what they have appointed me, but I cannot go to the meetings because they're not informing me. I'm just out of the case, non-officially. So I realized that, okay, these people are trying to avoid the things. They know what I'm coming to do. Once I come back to the committee, they know I will go after this issue again. I will have to call Lamin Sanyang, and I will not sit in a meeting with him without discussing this, because progress was depending on how much money we were making. So essentially, if the mayor is aware of what I have told him about this, and the finance is aware, everyone is aware. If I come to the committee, it's the same thing. The committee is.
Did you say the mayor is aware of what I have told him?
The mayor is aware of this.
How is he aware?
I told him. I informed him.
You informed the mayor directly?
Yes.
About this missing funds?
Yes.
Is it in person?
That I cannot remember. But I know that he did take even action against this. There was something that he told the management and all of that, director of finance, everyone, there should be somewhere where this is written.
Yes. But still, nothing was done about it.
Nothing was done about this.
Now, please proceed to what you explained.
So when I can't go back to the Environment and Sanitation Committee, this is where I've lost it with the mayor. This is where I was really sad about, because for me, my job there was to help get the back of the dump site solved. So if I'm there in that capacity and I see that because of one reason or another, he even asked me, why didn't you ask me before you resign? I said, no, you are here when I'm going through all these things. So at the end of the day, I cannot. And the key person who's right next to you is Lamin Sanya. So what do you expect me to do? I'm not a child born today. So obviously, I cannot go to you and tell you that the person sitting.
What do you mean when you said the key person that is next to you is Lamin Sanya?
Like, because the director of services, it was important for us to actually solve this dump site. This dump site was the mayor's headache. We had to keep the fires out. In fact, the dump site being the mayor's headache has actually proved my professional opinion against all of the consultants that have come to this backwater dump site. For far too long, I've been arguing with consultants that fires are not started by methane. They always say, no, methane build up in the dump site. I say, yes, that is if it's compacted. But this is backwater dump site. We light the fires. Sometimes it's not even scavengers that light the fire. It will be KMC themselves to light the fires, because if we don't have space to dump, what will we do?
Yes.
Money will not come in. Bulldozer is 30, 40,000 per day. But when you burn the waste, this allows the scavengers to go through the ashes, mine the metal and the stuff, and this will give us a flat, clear ground ready for dumping. Cheap, effective way of managing the dump site. So everyone disagreed with this, but today we are more than how many years? There hasn't been a single fire there, because I have put forward a system for controlling fires. If we see a small fire before it spread, why don't we eliminate it? Sometimes rubbish can come with fire. Small charcoals that are in there, they can incubate. There are many causes, but we have to be vigilant, double security. And until today, that has been proven right, that in fact, fires are started by humans and not methane buildup. So this proved that he had so much interest in making sure that we keep this dump site, there. So Sanyang was always there. We had several meetings with different kinds of, parties, trips, so I'm into all of these meetings. In fact, there was a time that, I was so disgruntled that I made a video out there to the Gambian people talking about the whole issue. And sometimes it came as if I was lying, but I was not lying.
I have that video.
This video is a public thing. Even my mother in the village saw it and asked me never to be.
I did not see it.
Yeah,
I know it's public. Excuse me for that. The way this job works. So I'm not sure whether I will ask you if you can provide me.
Yes, we can. We can provide the.
Yes, it will be very helpful.
Yes.
But, do you want to proceed with what you were saying before I ask another question?
Yes, I just want to finish in this video, we said that, well, the dump site, we've been working on various partners. I even said that we fenced the dump site, but that was not true. The reason why I said we fenced the dump site, I assume that if we are public servants, we should do things in the best interest of the people. So in this current project that's been run by the council, the BMZ project, I started working with the consultant, Dr. Elhas. So Dr. Elhas, we decided to have a green zone, but that means 30 meters, the fence of the dump site should be shifted 30 meters away from the road, giving us a buffer for a green space so that the waste does not, it's not too close to the SOS village. This was the sole, and if at all the mayor had agreed with that, we would have funded the fencing. But they decided that council will fund the fencing because they don't want to give that 30 meters away. So it was just spending 10, 11 million on a fencing that otherwise we had already provided money. This is why I was telling them in the video, we provided a fencing. It's not like council did it, but we had already found the money for that. So it has to shift into other things. That's when we kind of revamped the BMZ project. So this is how it was going. This is what I meant in that video to kind of speak the truth to the Gambian people, because at the end of the day, people are thinking, oh, this guy's lying. They're not the one that fenced. For me, I assume that I was council. When I was speaking, I was not speaking as KEMO. I was speaking as council. When I say we in that video, I mean us together, or the mayor and ourselves, because our aim is to solve that dump site. Right. And I see his aim to solve the dump site. That's why I myself came. And I respected that. I wanted to help that, but he is the one who don't want to help himself, because I became the villain in KMC, the one who everybody hates because I'm pointing out corruption, the wicked man. So nobody will like you for that. Yes. And that's what it takes. But if you want people to like you, so be it. Then the work will have to delay at the expense of that. So this is my basic problem in that. This is what I wanted to even clarify. Because the truth is that this commission for me, I don't care about all this corruption that happened. I care about my anger that went, on TV that people have seen. Senator Martin is someone older than me. The mayor is someone we're trying to help. Why should I have any kind of intention? So I wanted to kind of be here today just to be able to say this to the Gambian people that that was not a political video. I was angry because I had Senator Martin talking about corruption. I was like, why should she be the one to talk about corruption? That was a reaction to that. And that's why I didn't know there was elections. I didn't know what was going on. So it was definitely a genuine cause of alarm.
Yes.
This is it. So I wanted my mother at least to know this because I would never be that angry in my life again.
Mr. Fadi, if it is important for you to clarify, it is important for you to clarify. One thing I can tell you as well is that sometimes people have their opinions, but the most important thing is just doing the right thing, and which you have convinced me that to a great extent you've had the intention to do the right thing, which is very important. That the commissioners are listening to you. Let me clarify or have you clarify one issue before I hand you over, and then certainly when we get you back, we will talk about two issues: your experience in relation to dump site management. You understand that?
Yes.
We want you to really tell us about those issues, and also some of the issues regarding the fencing and all those, but not probably today. The last issue is where what we were discussing is regarding your position in the committee. You were part of the committee before you were appointed.
Yes.
Project manager 2.
Yes.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
Were you given a letter asking that you be part of the committee?
Yes.
You were given a letter.
Yes.
And so when they do not want you anymore, did they give you a letter?
No.
They did not give you a letter. Can you answer in a more direct way why the mayor would not want you to be part of the committee anymore?
Well, I think that I would definitely come after Lamin Sanya. They know that I came purposely. Immediately after my resignation, I summoned the committee. So they know that, okay, this guy is up to. So I wouldn't even assume that he's a mayor. Maybe Sanya will tell him this guy is coming to give us problem because we are always working close together. So for me, it's just a matter of not following up this 200,000 because that was basically what I will do at the committee. So I think they just knew that and stopped me because I didn't stop following this until even suspension.
But everyone knows about the $207,000.
Yes. Yes.
Everyone, you said there are no exceptions.
There are no
you said from all the people in the management all the way to the mayor. No, everyone knows about this.
Yes, I have talked about this.
And nothing is done about it, correct?
If something was done, maybe after when I was gone,
When you were gone.
Maybe they have paid it back. But all the time, during the time I was there, this is, not possible. No one even talk about it. It's past. Several reports came, I checked several income statements. I'm always abreast of what council is doing. Sometimes I even read general council meeting minutes just for fun. So I know what's going on. So I don't think it has been paid anyway.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson. I hand you over to if there are any questions to the witness.
Yes, Mr. Fati, I want you to take us through on we have admitted exhibit LGC/KF/KMC/003 and 004. And these are all the queries and the response that you have given. So my question is, what culture did you find at the Dumpsite that allowed personnel to use monies collected for activities to be executed and then later report back to council?
So that one only is on emergencies. That is when we have fire outbreaks, so we need septic tanks because sometimes, because it's a rubbish, if fire starts and you don't take immediate action before you realize it overpowers you guys. So at some point we cannot wait for council to do all of those things. So we just call and then they tell us to get septic tanks to bring water. So when they go to bring water, they come the cashier records and pays them cash directly.
Yes. I have listened to your evidence which you have given personally. When you came in at the dump site, did you provide any advice as to how to use the funds when it's a emergency situation, through a process wherein you will note that this is how much, and you will also note the process of granting approval for the usage of these funds? Because we have noted
Yes.
that so much fraud is being committed in the guise of using the funds for emergency situations. And the financial manual of the councils clearly indicate how the process is when you want to use funds for emergency purposes.
Yes.
And we have challenge in finding
Yes.
whether councils are following that protocol in spending revenues.
Yeah.
But we haven't gotten any evidence to that effect to show that really the finance department, particularly the director of finance and finance officers, follow procedure as provided for in the manual. What is your take on that?
Well, I would say personally, I'm not interested in how they generate. I'm just looking at the petty cash, and that's where I would say I would pay attention, 10,000 and below for normal expenditures. But what you're saying with emergencies, I've always had complaints around the dump site as to how, maybe the Kanjura would come with a bag of money and be paying. Sometimes I don't even see the people receiving signing, and sometimes a lot of cash for the laborers and all of those things. So it's just like cash goes out, but nobody signs. So even when fires are off, everybody gets like 200, 400, 300. But there should be at least somewhere where we sign and say, this is it. But I think maybe they take a bulk amount from there and come to the site and then try to spend it on the tankers and stuff. So the cash that I'm talking about at the dump site is very minimal. This is petty cash amount. We're not talking about using cash. It's just 200, 300, or at most $1,000.
Hang on, you have said petty cash of 10,000 and below.
Below, yes. This is what.
Being project manager too,
Yes.
were you authorized to spend money below 10,000?
No.
You were not given.
No, I was not authorized to spend any money.
So, but you did spend money without those authorizations?
Once, yes.
How much money was that?
$7,000.
$7,000.
Yes.
So when you expended, what did you expend that money on?
Well, it was with regards to an ecotech event. The guys that use the machine.
Yes.
They said that they will provide the funding for that, so we need to pre-finance. So it was not even our thing. So I told them, okay, you can take it from the sales, and when Gaston brings it, he can give you directly back the cash. It was not like I took it. It's just to say, okay, let's use this for this, and Gaston will refund this. That was the only incident.
Yes, we will deal with the issue of ecotech.
Yes.
When you come back in detail. I just want to be clear about this $7,000.
Yes.
Which has been referenced.
Yes.
In your query.
Yes.
So I want you to be very explicit.
Yes.
So that we have a proper understanding.
Yes.
Now you have said that 7,000 was money that you directed. Is it you directed or you paid to that program activity of Ecotech?
Yes, it was something that we paid directly. I think they used
No,
it.
I really want to
I
understand.
wouldn't be able to remember exactly, but
Okay,
I think that
that's fair enough.
the cashier
Yes.
can tell you what the money was used for, because I signed for it to say, okay, let's use it for this Ecotech program.
All right.
Yes. So when I got this kind of check like the machine that we got, they sit already with the machine. Then you check it out. So I see that some things are very easy, but there's no really being missing. So this is where I always come from. Even all the I believe the customers demand machine is set, yes, it's happened somewhere, you know how to run stuff nonsense. It's a name. That's not the same, it's not the same. So that was like, just one. They will just say, stop working, and then they will not get started, they will not want to pay the this. You gotta just.
Yes, maybe they are, maybe I also maybe not. The education thing that we create it, music of the not to be US, you know, whereas was that just for a day?
Yes, that's the problem. Okay, about that, so it's like was just like I don't really something was a dumbbell. You understand you get to this guy, I don't see what to go again. Tell you what question. You know that stuff is from the guys here stuff on the side because they want in there and it's supposed to be one of the time for starting.
Yes, so now so using the passion. Yeah, it's just sometimes very
It is
some people they can sometimes that was a lot of
you know, I think that it's the chief security of the case is responsibility for the security of the country. You don't start the casting here. You also come to Cuba. You also come to the state, but food chain, government rules. So all that is going to be very secure, which at that time was illegal. So even if you sign the casting seal how much equality. But then everything is still EU. So there's in that the casting of the leader of the land. Generally, I was involved in the casting issues of just money in the cities. So basically, if I can see, you provide tickets. I don't know what you care. Just I hear my close things are there. Please. Yes, it is. So it's not like I'm responsible to the casting because these are not because no. They come to the evidence in the last one. My God is tickets are good. Says the name for everyone is paid. So from there, I actually will not made and then the name the platform. So my involvement in the platform is that the mostly I'm in this system.
you have more that people that don't so something with on very how you don't about the and then it's here. Second because very committed where person it's kind of I think that is where all of it can all be. So what can we do?
I don't think that there's actually not being once in concept with this. So this is another one. So far, no, I'm not showing jobs on the air. I'm not in the air. Yeah, not there's some skill of way. Like the whole car was on the right hand. Yeah, it's the most secure of that. You don't and something.
When we have to basically one as
Yes.
very open the answer. Yes, we
Somewhere they will become a partner who don't happen. If they don't see inside if you want, so there has to be cases in the start. We partner in the morning when you get one. So this is something, but I don't think that is not expired or something. This is wrong. So we have to not expire. I mean, we need to have the president recently, we need to have any celebrate and verify. And do this. We need to have one of this post, and this is with Parliament rules, one program rules, one is very
this in the public meeting, asked that we have like 5% meetings when we really the process. But this case was that we had this bottle from down there. President told us, so this was the newspaper inside the private Singapore. And the Bible was in this sort of period. He goes out and then you the common cost. So when the real respond to the podcast, when we these double type of periods, as the watch, you have to come to the and then that was the time I don't want to get and start having planning. Yeah, planning to the area. Then I found partners. In the meantime, I don't want to see the player to get on something. Yes, very much. Yes. Yes. So when they went back, they're planning to this, and they don't want this at this. We are part of the university acting and maybe if I want this one to come, any is that they go on must fall. And they go to must fall. The cost transportation of these people to must fall is a high cost. So how is solution? If they don't provide answer, we can last stop that we can then get with this elderly custom, we can maintain the use from this cost of this, and this part of the Muslim name is a share of our staff and style. So I hope the project immediately was about 1.3 and not 1.2 million, but we will see million. So that's why we are not sounds so what was the project we decided on is game of the supposed to be the of the party, if you start with a mainly country, we are supposed to get each of the state level. So everyone is supposed to get 3,000, but they don't get 1 month, we never really pay the rest. We never do what's the power of the they said the glass projects, and I have not again. I think that I from the systems in place there, but the purpose is still there, not only basis of something, we need to care to the game. I have done something, similar there's yes, now, there's still care, there's still as far as you. The groundwork about the mind so we can be able to repeat that all. Even from home, check out the home. Yes. Yes, thank you very much. One of the issues I have raised, the point was just another one issue. For example, do you know that if this is done for personal life, each of the things require gas, final. So the middle of the price, yes, the people that you said, coming from GDP, in line fires, from people, the middle for $5. The amount of gas have now themselves. If they started this amount that became to gas, commercially, however, is so then we look at that. When we classification violence is just general proposition of it's becoming so the things in a problem is just the violence goes into the atmosphere and causes no light to this. No food can even see the James was, but it cannot find itself. That's the thing. We need to use of and in part of Dumpsite is another thing. Job is in this this, the various consultants. If they did this startup, I want to understand why it's 5 days ago. There's no policy. When I was telling my we put all doctor returns at assessments and release the only reason why it's part of the policy. The standard is a problem. That's the only reason. In fact, it's the fastest way. I made this level of contribution after 1,000 years. Okay, all right. What I'm simply saying is silent.
We are promoting this desire at the high level result this year because we had about 2,000 desire. This is transition and come up with 2 so that we will extend our scenario so that we can have everything from the I don't want to but these are parts of the desire that we have to look at. Another point I want to look at is how we go with an Indian community from which came part of concept into the financial institution. The Indian community and the case side of the if you ever go with that way, you also never walk with that. And I think over so welcome second technical side now was where I didn't get feedback. I've gone through now have really process. I have really know I don't know how to speak no problem because the consistency is something that yes, you know, when we have about the there is a real and it should be based on government expertise and all the elements needed to the next level. Now, if you have a new individual proposal of some concept, the finance department, the finance institution that was conducted. The study was done by an Indian company.
To a financial institution?
Yes.
No.
That is to say that it will generate money because the frontage design, the frontage was supposed to have stores.
I know that there's an Indian company called Trips, and we had several discussions with them.
And
but
then did you look at the financial aspect, the technical and financial
I didn't like the idea of Trips because every time they come, they keep telling us $10 million. So I didn't even entertain them.
No, wait. You saw the financial proposal and the technical proposals of the project, did you?
I want you to confirm if this is Trips.
I Indian company because it was way back around 2019 or 2020.
There are many Indian companies that came different
but this one have signed a contract with the KMC.
I don't know about this.
You don't know about that one?
No, sir.
Okay. The other point is we have seen some improvement in the Dumpsite.
Yes.
I appreciate that.
Great improvements, in fact.
Definitely, yes. But the point is, once we don't separate the waste,
of course,
you are aware.
Yes.
We will always go back to square one. And we must separate the waste from source. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You put bottles aside, you separate the waste from source. And then you will see the amount of waste that we have. Because you dump domestic waste, clinical waste, commercial waste, all type of waste put together. You see my point?
I see your point.
So I think now, with your experience, I think you should go back and see what you can put together alongside with other consultants and map it, and it will definitely be beneficial to everybody.
I think, Mr. Chairman, I want to speak here just to let you know.
Mr. Sillah.
Yeah. Mr. Sillah, sorry, Mr. Sillah. I wanted to just let you know that the backwater dump site have put in so much effort, and that it's not like it's a problem or a solution. We cannot just import a solution from somewhere. It's not a one size fits all. Sometimes I see that council goes to Barcelona to learn, but this is Gambia. We have to be able to figure out tailor-made solutions for ourselves. For a long time, we've been talking about integrated model for waste management, something that is in line with us. Assuming that before we go and take trucks and put them in our towns, destroying our roads, why don't we empower our donkey carts to be able to have more modern donkey carts and be able to take this easily and on a regular basis? And this way we can facilitate the process of segregation even from the dump site. To me, buying a compactor truck is a waste. In Gambia, we should have bought all skip bins. The entire Mbali truck should have been skip bins. Why do we need compactors? Because skip bins will help us to have cages put it somewhere and we can segregate this waste. When I came to council, I told Mayor, we cannot solve this with the time frame that you have given us. And first of all, I need us to actually speak to the National Environment Agency and the Ministry of Environment. Before the Lord Mayor, I had several meetings with Honorable Lamin Diba in trying to fix this dump site. President Barrow, he came to the dump site and found me on the dump site. We spoke. We even tried to find an integrated, something like a committee that composes Banjul City Council, Brikama Area Council, and Kanifing Municipal Council. You cannot solve just Kanifing alone like that. It has to be some sort of a concerted effort. And this is what we are trying to arrive at. Believe me, we do have the solution, but sometimes it is overcomplicated by these big million projects that come, for instance, the biogas. All what we need to do at Bakota dump site is reduce the volume of waste that is coming in. Waste is not waste, it's wealth. Everything that is coming at Bakota dump site is useful. So compartmentalizing it, if people at home level are able to segregate their waste, sir, they would be able to sell it to council. We will buy it from them because we're going to make returns from it. So if people know that I don't have to pay my $10 and now they have to give me $10, you can imagine that transformation. And this is what is going to solve the waste crisis. You put a price on something. When climate change became a problem, we put a price on carbon. It's changing. So it's the same thing. We put a price on plastic. Organic waste is in fact more valuable. All of our topsoil is getting wasted. And on a daily basis, we have more than 700 tons of waste that comes into this dump site. Almost half of it is all organic. And we're still crying for even household solution. Green Up Gambia produces briquettes from this.
Mr. Pate, thank you.
Sorry, madam.
Yes, so I understand how passionate you are about we will continue on the very essential issues that are in your statement, and we thank you for schooling us about the possibilities that are available if only the people that are concerned could listen and take it a step by step approach to deal with the issues. We are grateful. And we will call you back. And we have already made an order. And the order would be typed out and I will sign it. And the registrar will get you to have the order. And it will be served on the head of the IT to have access to the documents. And please provide any other document that relates and concerns with your period that you have served.
I do have the documents that were printed by Mr. Jonga when I did ask him who actually, was attached to you relating to that period. That
yes, you have also indicated that when you looked at the finances, the quarterly report of the council as at the period, we will want you to provide us with, from your end at the dump site, your quarterly reports as to the totality of revenue that you collect per quarter. Because
I worked only one quarter.
You worked only one quarter. So please provide that quarter that you worked for us. So thank you so much. Any other comment, Catherine?
Yes, Mr. Do you have any other thing to say or documents you want to present?
Yes, this is the cash here, the records of the cash that's been picked up from the dump site and deposited to Jonga by Lamin F. Baji, Bakar Singate for that period.
So it is basically the valid
revenues.
Yes, collection report.
Yes.
So, is that correct, sir?
Yes.
We apply to tender the KMC invalid collection report. This is from January to April. Is that correct, sir?
Yes.
From January to April, the year 2020, into evidence as an exhibit. Are there any documents you intend to rely on?
Yes, I think that should be about it. And yeah, the other documents are regarding the MOU that my organization has signed with council, and then they've only honored at least 1 month of what they said that they will do. So I don't think
Get this.
we don't think that's relevant enough.
May I please see those documents?
Yes.
Signed.
No,
The MOU.
they have a signed copy. This is just a copy I printed out. I did not have the.
All right. And did you mention the MOU in your statement? No.
No, I didn't.
So probably we will go through it, and then, if need be, if it is very relevant to the work of the commissioners, you will probably have a statement from you obtained, if you wish to do so, and then we can discuss that. The other one is a voucher
Yes, that's just one of the payment pertaining to the signed MOU.
pertaining to the
Yes, I
signed
think it
MOU.
is. Yes. So there
Very
are
well.
pending payments that they didn't make.
Yes. So just hold this. I'll probably refer you to the investigators who will examine the document. If it's relevant, then we will obtain a statement from you, and then we can talk about it when you decide. Thank you so much.
Okay.
The KMC Mbalit collection report covering the period 2nd of January to the 28th of April 2020, and the Kanifing Municipal Council's Mbalit project income statement covering January, February, March, and April 2020. These two documents are admitted together, and they are marked as LGC/KF/KMC/005. Council, any other issue?
No, I would say, as the commission places, I believe that's all for this witness for today. We will certainly call Mr. Fati for the issues I said we will discuss. Some of the issues you've already started discussing it. I think it will be very important for you to share your knowledge regarding Dumpsite management and anything in relation to the environment to the commission. I believe it will be very, very, very helpful, and fencing as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Fati. And we will notify you when you will come back to the commission.
Yeah.
And you are discharged.
Thank you.
Council, can we have the next witness, please?
Yes, I believe we have another witness. Do we?
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay. Can you place your envelope on the table? Okay. Then you face the camera. Mr. Boyan, can you help him?
Ako nyatli wo kamera. Wo kamera nyatli wo. Ha. Ha.
Welcome to this commission of inquiry to local government council.
Ako bismillah ni local council commission member ja.
What is your religion?
Ako ila dino munadi. I'm a Muslim.
In which language do you wish to make your test?
Ako bela fla diam na ning kanjuma la. Ako be diam na ning kanjuma. Mandinka.
Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation?
Ako san ibela fla ka Quran wa mutabang ye kali bang wala ibe bulole wulin la sante kali.
Zimbulo wulin sando.
I can affirm.
Okay, Madam Chair, the witness wishes to make an affirmation. Use your right hand.
Ako buluba wulin di sando.
Raise your hand into the air and then repeat after me.
Ako san abe mem fla fana blado.
I,
Akonte. Afonte.
MUHAMMED SILLAH,
MUHAMMED SILLAH,
do solemnly,
mina mem fana jam,
sincerely,
aning be fana betilina,
truly,
aning be tonya fana fola,
declare and affirm that
kaitandiko,
the evidence
mem fola jam,
I shall give
ibina kumo mem fola jam,
shall be
abekela,
the truth,
tonya drum,
the whole truth,
tonya drum,
and nothing but the truth.
ndefem fola jam for tonya.
Thank you. You may kindly take your seat. Madam Chair, the witness is sworn. I have the honor to hand over the witness to proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Sillah.
Sillah, ako uraro dumbedi.
Awe korante. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.
You are welcome.
Ya.
Ako ibe bismillah kanja.
Allah.
Counsel, you may proceed.
Please tell us what your name is.
Ako san belafla mello na ulam ito ni kontongo.
Deto Muhammad Sillah.
MUHAMMED SILLAH are my names.
What is your address?
Ako ibe sabat ribindole.
Besore Busumbala.
Pusumbala. I reside.
And your occupation?
Ako ila dogo, kamune ke.
Nadoko mu senolete.
I'm a farmer.
Now, you recall giving a statement to the investigator.
Ako fo hakilo ba kande bang kome ine nata janchi si sal membe je ka mem for investigators ine ne kalmol fo janne memo statement.
Nene nata jang Allah kuma membe koma jang ye sambajele.
Yes, I do came here last time. I was called inside the hotel. There is a house there in.
Asked that you be given a copy, and
Ako sang ibe ila o kalmol memo ila statement oti ibe akaito dila la ya juwe fo isa sute do ko ifong la kalmol le. Bikawole dila den ila statement.
Awlo ya nyin kaito le dinanga sign. Ya diamo mempo nyepona.
Yes, this is the very statement which I have recorded and it was shown to me and I initiated my signature there.
apply to tender the statement of the witness, Muhammad Sillah, into evidence as an exhibit.
Ako sang ite ko kela ila o statement o iba dun la commission o yake sedi jaro te. Ka sedi ade ha sedi jaro.
Ka seni okay.
Very well.
The statement dated the 14th of June 2023, made by MUHAMMED SILLAH, is admitted in evidence as an exhibit and it is marked as LGC/MS/KMC/001.
As the commission places. Now, we want to ask you some questions, Mr. Sillah.
Ako ni ajube sulatera jang ko adari moment wole mga nyinin kari ni nesoto lafte nyinin kalamen.
Okay, bismillah.
Yes.
You normally pay rates, correct?
Ako ifana kita moti mi alongo e kalempo jole namo kodi. Yes, I do.
How much do you pay every year?
Ako sango sang ite kalempo menjo wala ikanamo menjo ni ahai maka ke jelleti.
Abe mume wala yenkili kaito men serum o kaito la polo.
I want to know whether all the rates that I paid or the only matter that I was called here for.
The only?
The matter that I was called to be questioned or all the rates that I paid. I just want to know.
How many properties do you have?
Ako korda jelle bulu.
Within the KMC?
Al KMC kono.
KMC kono.
Bank KMC banko ala ila maro kono. Ako korda jelle beje kale ponjo menna.
Seru yenkili men na kaito kilim ne bijo mo yalon ko iko difference obani menjota ani risiko menjeta itelubulu amanke kilinti.
The properties I have within KMC, it happens that only one property that I was called to be questioned, that what I have paid and the amount they receive or they have seen is a total, is a different amount.
I really didn't get that part. Can you please repeat that?
I have properties in the KMC, but particularly there was a property that I was called and I was questioned about the mode of payment that I have done. Because what I paid and what reflect is different.
And what is that property?
Ako omu korda jumalati.
Korda jimbe Gambia Electrical mabang.
Around Gambia Electrical.
How much do you normally pay?
Ako ikajelle jo pro korda la.
$106,000.
106,000.
666.
666.
77
.67 buduts.
Is this for your yearly payment or did it include arrears?
Ako nyindung ila sango kono nyanta menjola le bang fo ya jole ya ni julo jola fo ujinde musango te nyanta menjola.
Yeah, sango sang kanyine jo.
Every year this is the amount I pay.
Can I please see that receipt?
Nimo copy leti.
This is a copy.
Original nyabe ila mol bulu me enkili seru.
But the original is here with the investigators.
I
gave them the original. They requested the original, of which I gave them, and they promised that they will return it to me, but not yet. So this is a copy.
So this is the amount you pay every year?
Yeah.
Yes.
What kind of property is that?
Gambia Electrical
I have warehouses there, stores.
For the entire structure of Gambia Electrical?
Gambia Electrical
Gambia Electrical
No, it's not exactly Gambia Electrical, but when you walk past Gambia Electrical by the right hand side.
So it is a business center.
Business olem. Yes, I used to rent it out to the people. It's a form of a warehouse. It's a stores. We have a warehouse.
How many stores?
Ako magasin jelle
store leba kono.
Ako store jelle
How many?
Store member kono to je.
Ha.
Stabale be kono to. Ani idel fana be bitigo kono nyata.
I have 3 stores inside, and in the front there is a shop, a big shop.
That's all the structures in the property.
That's correct.
And the amount you pay for that is $106,667 bututs.
Ako amuta ko sa ye tanga wo men fo jay kawle joji wili taw wili woro ani cheme woro la dalasi taworo ani taworo very well, that's the real amount.
And how do you pay this amount?
Ako ni ikani ni ba jo kai ka jo nyaadi le
Okay, ni menyi jola ga adi nkafunya madobi wari ata sometime kata bolongono gadi nkafunya mala ato mo mod dramele abe to kola je nyinga di ala to nyaajo a risro dina.
Normally, what I normally do sometimes when I go up at the provinces, that's Bolongono, when I came, I had a friend by the name Ikwatobi.
Modu Drame.
Modu Drame, who is working or a staff of the council. So I used to count the money, hand it over to him, and he'd go and make payment and bring me my receipt.
Do you have these receipts?
Ako ni receipt be gulle receipt oni ajo ya ka receipt men dila be gulle.
Risro ole babute.
That is the receipt you have.
Original abe la mol bulu.
But as I said, the original is with the investigators. They are it.
Now, do you have your receipts since 2018, or for how long have you had this property?
Ako ni ko dawe bulu kabiru wati juma sanjal le ni ko dawe bulu ka joro ke.
Exactly malo jo goto for senko kotol bijande register kotol bijande.
I can't tell exactly how many years I've been paying, but I have, fortunately, I have some receipts for that.
Can I please see this?
Ako asiol get whatever. Okay. That way.
Ninda mande dobe moto kono.
I have many receipts. Some are at the vehicle. I just have part of the receipt, but the other ones are at the vehicle or in the vehicle.
We apply to tender 14 receipts as presented by the witness in relation to the amount of money that he has been paying by way of rates to Canterbury Municipal Council, and a demand note and a receipt with the amount $106,606.67 petutes, and the assessment number KMC that's 28-01-0173 that's A to Muhammed Sillah, Carnifin Industrial Area, signed by the Chief Executive Officer, and attached with the demand note. To the demand note is the receipt from KNC evidencing payment for the demand note into evidence as an exhibit.
Ako sa may men kala wala mo ilan yung kahit o resito lang yung kahit do. Awe dundi la komisyon to ka ke seri jarot. Ah.
14 receipts evidencing payment of rates by the witness, Mr. Muhammad Sillah, and a demand note with assessment number KMC 28-01-0173-A, with S number 0000373983, dated 2nd of April 2020, and a rates receipt with transaction ID 0000 dated the 9th of June 2020. These documents are admitted together in a bundle as an exhibit, and they are marked as LGC/MS/KMC/002.
As the Commission places. I see in your statement that you fought for the BCC. Is it the Banjul City Council?
May I be guided?
In his statement, it says BCC former acting director of internal audit.
Ako I mean your statement odo. Ako foi ka dogo ke BCC level. Wala mo Banjul City Council. Ako bari I mean ye wala mo ite la palaso ye ka dogo ke jari la palaso wala mo ila internal audit. Wala nyato ko le mitete. Ako foi ka dogo ke ye level.
Ka dogo ko min do?
BCC Banjul City Council.
Maje long fa.
I don't even know that is BCC. I don't know that.
What is your full name?
Ako ito fango ito kendo.
Muhammadu Sillah.
Muhammadu Sillah are my names.
So the position in your statement that you fought for BCC is not correct.
Ako sign ilas kalmoto ilas statement o yemen dinu investigation o lagi. Ye kumane no ndame dungon. Ako kalmo so ye men foko even do la Banjul City Council. Ako wo mang tonya yare.
Maybe tell them mistake then they maje long fa.
That is an error from them when they were recording. I even don't know the place.
Chair, I have been signaled by the system operator that is time.
Thank you. We may stop here for break, and we will come back. Mr. Sillah.
Ako sign the cook and the dana jan by the water le mo. Teleto it all fan be kudo la sign for kadanya. I'm for your water la for in contact and salta ko burna yamoy.
Okay.
Very well.
So nde be partan kulla amambare.
We may rise.
Bismillah. Nsi uli bale. Uli